I was going to say Chris's bold prediction would be I'm live there to see the Commanders
I was
win.
about to say. Hey, ballers, welcome back to another episode of a division rival episode here on the Ballin In Burgundy podcast. Yeah, myself and Justin is out tonight. We got we got Chris on, but we got the fellas. We got Adam. We got Cowboys CanFan in the building. Fellas, what's happening?
Hey man, we did a little double show. You guys were just on our show. Now we're here banging it out with the Ballin In Burgundy boys. So yeah, good times.
And we could be a little bit more loose now that we're not trying to like keep it up with the Cowboy fans. Chris in the pre-show of your guys was already taking shots at us, alluded that he's going to be at the game live on Sunday, and I said, hey, now this is my Super Bowl.
This is our Super
I don't
Bowl.
want any. I don't give a rip if we win any other game this season. I want us to win Sunday.
Just because I know Chris with a K is going to be there in person.
Oh.
And it will ruin his day.
It will ruin Chris' day.
It'll piss me off. It'll piss me off. I won't go to work on Monday.
Chris, he did it to yourself, but we all know why we're here. Previews and predictions going into Sunday. Before we get into, guys, let's hit like and subscribe here on BIB Road to 500 subscribers. We're nearly about 90 there. So if you guys didn't already, hit that subscribe button. Instagram and TikTok at Ballin In Burgundy Podcast. Twitter at BIB Podcast 22 because Twitter hates long usernames. And go subscribe, go follow at Cowboys CanFan across all social media platforms. Links will be down in the description and shown on screen. Go give them a follow. Even if you're not a Cowboys fan, go enjoy their content, whether it's Wednesday main events.
Baby.
Exactly. Show the love. Whether it's Wednesday main events, whether it's Monday hangovers, or whether it's the vlogs, go give them a subscribe. And if you can, get some merchandise. I'm a little broke at the moment, or else I'd buy some merchandise, but go get you some merch.
Well, listen, everybody that's watching this right now, we have one thing that's in common. We all hate the Philadelphia Eagles. So you can hit our Cowboys CanFan store and you can grab yourself a Philly Sucks shirt. We have them up there. We made it very easy for you to hate the Philadelphia Eagles.
In unison.
In unison. So whether you're a Cowboys fan, a Giants fan, or a Commanders fan, you can all unify together and we can all hate the Philadelphia Eagles. Get that Philly Sucks shirt.
You love to see it. Now I might need to buy one if I can afford these Thanksgiving presents afterwards. But we can talk about that right now.
We'll send you one.
Yeah, we'll just send you one.
We'll send you one.
We'll figure it out. We'll get taken care of. But guys, let's get into this. Cowboys Commanders 1 o'clock. If you guys didn't watch it already, because this is gonna go out on Thursday, go click above Chris's head. Go watch the live stream we were just on. We were on Wednesday main event with the fellas. Had a beautiful hour, and this is kind of the recap previews I'm gonna call it right now. But 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific, Northwest Stadium. Home team once again for us Commanders fans. We come home after a little bit to take on those 3-7 Dallas.
Whoa. That's where we're going at.
We're already going there.
Oh wow.
3-7.
Dramatic pause.
Yeah, I was like
dramatic pause.
I was engaged. I was engaged. I was like, what's he about to read? And 3-7.
Come on, John. Don't play.
Feels like a bad dream. It feels like a nightmare. 3-7.
They're not predictable to be 5-5 at this point.
I wish right now.
I know. I mean, Chris right there was saying 5-5, and I remember when we talked with you guys off season, I was like,
what an idiot.
This guy's saying 5-5. Get out of here.
Now I would kill for 5-5, man.
Please,
I would
5-5.
At least 5-5. You're still in the battle.
Yeah, you're still
right now. We're talking to each other in our DMs about draft picks.
Yeah, we're not.
That's where we're at with our season. So yeah, 3-7. It's reality, unfortunately.
It is. I mean, let's talk about that first draft season because I love me a good mock draft. I've sent you guys one or two of mine, and I have y'all taking that Boise State. My opinion should win Heisman over Travis Hunter. Ashton Jeanty.
Oh yeah,
number 2.
Look, if you're asking, do we want Jeanty? I would say absolutely we do. Even if we are in the top 10, and I think based on how our season's going, maybe we're like pick 8, pick 9. Or pick 8. Yeah, pick 8 is what we were
right now.
Right now we're pick 8. So Jeanty, I think at pick 8 is still going to be a stretch. We're going to have to make moves to trade up for Jeanty. And the way
so at 8,
I think so.
I don't know. I think 8's a perfect spot for him.
I don't know, man.
I think you could trade back just outside the top 10 because teams don't take running backs like they used to anymore.
Well, I mean, you have
generational running backs right now. He's having a year. If he wins Heisman and he puts up the numbers,
exactly.
I know we're kind of going off topic here, but Bijan Robinson, who's better, Bijan Robinson college career, at least their last season in college, Bijan or Jeanty? Bijan went 7th, then Jamar Gibbs went 12th. You don't think Jeanty's at least in there somewhere. I don't know.
I think he's in there, but I think because what Derrick Henry's doing in what he did in free agency to go to Baltimore, what Saquon got in free agency to go to Philadelphia, what Joe Mixon got to go to Houston. I don't even think they traded for him. I think they just picked him in free agency. Is you can get what Tony Pollard's doing in Tennessee after free agency. Like
you could. That's the question. You could get clearance backs at a
what
nice
Ezekiel Elliott's doing in free.
But I think that look taking the veteran running backs at a lower cost. I think that wave has been gone. We missed that .com era. I don't think that's going to be a possibility. I think what it's going to do is it's going to add that resurgence that there are still value to get those backs and to draft a little bit higher for those running backs. I think is going to be the case for this year. There are a lot of good running backs in later rounds. So if we don't get Jeanty in the first round when we're at at 8 or whatever it is,
you're at currently at PFF. You're at 9th.
Okay,
ninth, okay.
So if we don't get him at 9th, then there are other running backs in later rounds that are still formidable. So it's like you have that gap, right? Okay, if you don't get Jeanty, then you have these other guys that you could get in the 3rd or the 4th round that are still very formidable, that are probably better than our Deuce Vaughn, that are probably better, so that are better than our Deuce Vaughn, that are solid contention for our Rico Dowdle. This is talking about Cowboys. This is not talking about Commanders. But that's the way that we're thinking if we're going down draft talks.
Yeah, I mean, even if you get outside the top 20 for running back, Omarion Hampton out of UNC, dog. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, dog. Quinshon Judkins out of Ohio State, dog. Ollie Gordon out of Oklahoma State's taking a step back, but still a dog.
Regressed a little bit.
Yeah, regressed
still a dog. Still a dog.
Still a damn good running back. Kyle Monaghan out of Rutgers. You've got Devin Neal out of Kansas. Jaden Ott out of.
And Neal's probably going to go a little bit late. I mean, Neal, you could probably get in like the 3rd round and still be that'd still be a good pick.
Yeah.
So
I think someone sneakily going to make into the later rounds is Cam Scabato out of Arizona State. Really, he's productive. He can run and catch. Someone I've got eyes on in the later parts, and it's a great name. It's a great name.
Okay. Who are, I mean, we're talking draft. Who are the what are you guys targeting in the draft?
Corner.
I want a corner.
So would you take
wide receiver? Maybe?
I mean, I don't.
Come on, guys. Come on. You're killing Terry here. Terry's screaming for you guys to take a wide receiver.
Travis Hunter could be that corner slash
a little bit
corner slash receiver that
if Travis doesn't
to the top 5.
If Travis doesn't go 1st or 2nd overall, someone did their job wrong. If Jacksonville doesn't take him, if New York won't take him, but if like Jacksonville or Carolina doesn't take him in that first top 5, someone's getting fired that night.
And if you're Travis Hunter and you go to either of those teams, you're praying that you're not going to Jacksonville or Carolina. And actually, if you were to go to one of them, I'd probably would want to maybe possibly go to Jacksonville over Carolina.
Because Jacksonville has a good defense. You have Joshua Hines-Allen, you've got Devin Lloyd, you've got Tyson Campbell, you've got Andre Sisco. You've got good players in that secondary. You're just adding to it. Carolina has
Bryce Young,
J.C. Horn, Xavier
Jonathan
Brooks,
or
Chuba
Hubbard, not Nick Chubb.
Definitely.
I mean, Hubbard got a good contract, so I'm not going to diss him. And he got a good payday.
Oh yeah, big time. We argued about it last time on what team would you want to rebuild with, the Cowboys or the Panthers. Ant went the Panthers. Didn't even go.
But it had nothing to do with players. It has to do with I would never, if I was a head coach getting a new job, I would never want to go near Jerry Jones ever.
And that's also why, like, I don't think
it has nothing to do with players. It has to do with the owner of the team that's also general manager being a moron.
Well, when you talk about even like draft, like I don't think anybody's gonna play ball with us in the draft either, at all. Everyone's probably just looking at me like, F you, you're out.
Yeah, I don't see it. Unless Cincinnati really wanted like a defensive interior, if the Bucks really wanted another receiver, I don't see anybody trading back. He's going to say, man, I really want to work with that Jerry Jones fella. He seems such like a stand-up guy. No.
Hey, get it, Jerry. Get it, Jerry.
Well, we have everybody in our fan base saying fire the GM, which is Jerry Jones, and it ain't going to happen.
It won't happen. But no, quickly on us. No, I say corner a little more than receiver. Although I like Territory McMillan, he's a dog at 6'5". Luther Burden, Isaiah Bond, Trey Harris, Kyron Lacey. But no, cornerback. Even with Marshawn trading for him, but he's still injured. St. Juice is not making it to next season. Forbes is probably going to be a post June 1st cut.
We do not mention that name on here.
I will mention that name
We
anywhere I
do
want
not
to, Chris.
mention that name on here. No.
Why is
We
he
say
been so
13.
bad?
He's going to be gone.
Why has Forbes been so bad? Like he was one of the guys we were looking at coming out in 2023. Like I thought he was going to be really good.
Okay. He is garbage. All right. The man makes you want to vomit anytime you see him. Okay.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. We won't.
getting all
You
litty
were gonna
right now.
mention violence. Last time I brought him up, you were saying violent, and we don't condone violence.
I would rather take Jordan Lewis over Emmanuel Forbes.
Well, yeah, Jordan Lewis plays.
Oh, yeah, he plays actually. Chris, you're trying to say you would take Eli Apple over Emmanuel Forbes.
Okay, that I respect that. That shows how bad Forbes is. That's a good. That paints a better picture than saying Jordan Lewis. There's 31 teams in the NFL that would take Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, I would take Jordan Lewis right now. He's actually pretty good.
I would rather take old Deion Sanders or old D'Angelo Hall over Emmanuel Forbes. And D'Angelo Hall, when he got here, by the way, sucked.
You're making things up. You can't like that's a what if scenario. Like an old Deion Sanders. You're not taking an old Deion Sanders. Come on.
Yes, I am.
No,
yes,
I am. You're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you ain't.
It's your dream. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's your dream. You can do whatever.
It's your dream. It's Madden, apparently.
Hey. I take an old D'Angelo Hall, who was here in Washington, which, by the way, he was not that good in Washington.
Chris, my friend, before you dig yourself a deeper hole, I'm just going to say 2 things for you. You are also on these 14 grams of crack, my friend. I mentioned it on the live stream. You're on 14 grams. And a wise man, a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time, said, stop it. Get some help. Lord have mercy. But no, Siobhan Ravel, J. Barrow, Darion Porter, Mello Dotson. Like, I really want a corner in this draft. But besides that, let's get back into current day before Chris
let's go current day. Let's bring it back. So we have Chris talking about this old timey Deion Sanders, and we have us talking about future self.
Yeah, look at the 3-7 Dallas Cowboys fans that already have you guys talking draft.
This is what happens when you bring a team that's competing against the effing Panthers and the Giants. Daniel Jones of the Giants to be a competitive team. We have you guys talking about other things than what is competitive for your season. So let's bring it back to the timeline. Talking about Sunday.
Let's talk about
football,
Sunday.
y'all.
I mean, we did score predictions, but we won't. It's stressing you out already, Chris. It's Wednesday, my dude.
Well, yeah. Well, dude, Chris is live at the game and he knows.
No, Jonathan, you don't understand. I don't care if it's Wednesday. This is Redskins, Cowboys. We are talking about, okay?
Okay.
Throw out the damn records.
Thank you.
Throw out everything. I've seen this game too many times where the Cowboys or the Redskins both look like shit, and yet one of them still manages to whip the other team's ass.
NFC,
even with the
smartest thing that Chris has said all day long.
He's right, though. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. You just
never
don't.
Know. But yeah, let's talk about these injuries now, because y'all are going through just a little bit. Jake Ferguson with that concussion, Hunter Lukey with that calf, Zach Martin and Tyler Smith and Tyler Guy. Oh, Tyler Guy was full at practice today.
That's
but like Brandon Cooks, Eric Hendricks, Marquise
Bell's out.
Marquise
Bell's out. CeeDee Lamb's questionable with a back and a foot. Someone, I guess, blew him out on Monday, I guess.
Too much dancing at the fucking club afterwards.
Exactly what he was doing.
He got bent over.
Hey, man.
Yeah, a lot of Cowboys have. Yeah, they got that injury bug, man. Any given Sunday.
I think for us, obviously, the main people being out, like Dak Prescott, is concerning. I think also on our offense, when you're looking at
Dak Prescott's out.
Dak Prescott's out. When you're looking at Coop Rush and what the offense has, Jake Ferguson being out is tough because he is that safety blanket for a lot of quarterbacks. So now with Hunter Lepke also out and being that kind of quasi fullback tight end for us, you have Schoonmaker and then whoever the hell, Brevin Spanford, whoever else that we have as our tight end.
Fant.
So, our offense is struggling. We don't have our clear wide receiver too. Even when Dak Prescott was healthy, you had CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks was out off of some sort of rando surgery that he got post game. So, Brandon Cooks is going to make it back. Is he going to be back for Sunday? Definitely not. So our offense, we're struggling. Defense, we're starting to see some of our guys come back. Micah Parsons obviously back, which is going to be a problem for you guys. Also with Deron Bland possibly going to be making his return this Sunday. That's we dunked on you guys last season with Deron Bland, and we're hoping for a repeat. Yeah, exactly. You feel that right there, Chris. You know what we did. We know we were live when we dunked you there.
A horrible coaching staff last year with a quarterback that completely fell off. Okay. We are different this year. Okay. We have y'all's defensive coordinator, which, by the way, he probably going to know what to do because, like, he going to see it and he going to be like, all right, look, this is what they do on defense. Look,
Chris, then why are you nervous? It's Wednesday.
Yeah, Chris, it's Wednesday. Why are you so nervous then if you know what we're going to do?
Because it's Redskin Cowboys.
Yeah, and technically it's almost like old Cowboys versus new Cowboys because the Washington Commanders are the Cowboys of 2022, are they not? Like you guys have half of our roster.
Yeah,
right?
we took everyone. If you're not aware, get familiar. We took Dorrance Armstrong defensive end, Noah Brown. We picked him up off the Texans whatever squad. We took Dante Fowler edge rusher, Tyler Biotish center. We picked up Noah Inganagabi corner, DQ, and we took Joe Witt Jr. your secondary coach, making him our DC. Then you guys took KJ Henry, so I feel like it's a little bit of a give out.
Okay, hey, listen.
Get out of town.
Not even close for what you got. And again, it's weird. As soon as our players leave Arlington for playing, they become all-stars. You guys, Dante Fowler Jr. is having a year.
Yes, he
career year, right? Noah Brown making that catch on the Bears to upset the Bears. Last bit of win. Like Noah Brown couldn't catch anything for us, and then he catches a Hail Mary pass. Like, are you kidding me? So the Cowboys are definitely maybe cursed for some of these players, but obviously they go to Washington and taking a guy like DQ. You guys are accelerating. So
well, it just shows the evaluation of talent that Dan Quinn can do.
Right.
Yeah.
I said this when you guys were on our show. After the Green Bay loss, I wanted Mike McCarthy fired and Dan Quinn to be elevated as head coach. That was what I thought was going to happen. And then it was like they kind of just kept everybody, which now Dan Quinn's not going to stick around after what just happened in Green Bay, I'm sure. But when he went to Dallas, it was probably under the impression that, okay, if Mike falters, I might get a chance to try to right the ship. So I think the Cowboys flubbed out not keeping Dan Quinn. I think if Dan Quinn would have stuck around, you maybe do keep a couple of these now Commanders players who were huge depth pieces in Dallas. Dorrance Armstrong was a great player in Dallas. Dante Fowler Jr., who had limited snaps in Dallas, was still very good. Tyler Biotish was a cornerstone of the offensive line. And then if you keep those guys, you don't have to waste draft picks on the replacement. So you guys coming in and sniping Dan Quinn was the smartest move besides drafting Jaden Daniels that the Commanders did in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels starter. Jazon Newton is now a starter. Mike Sanderson is one of the best young corners in the league. Sinnett's a rotation piece. Luke McCaffrey is a rotation piece. McGee and Javonte John Baptiste are both, I think, on IR. So you have 5 starters in your first draft as head coach. I don't think any team would complain with that.
That's pretty damn good, man. Cowboys right now are reaching for, well, I guess they got 2, like BB and Guyton, but it's like even 2's decent. 5 is unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the Cooper BB coming out of Kansas State. I wanted him for the interior, and I was like, all right, so I guess Dallas gets another player I wanted.
Well, we were nervous about BB being drafted for that center position, but he's actually held his own far more than what Guyton's been doing. Chris, so I shifting gears a little bit here. Chris, you weren't on the show. What do the Cowboys have to do to beat your Washington Commanders this weekend? Or because it's a Commander show, Ballin In Burgundy, what do the Commanders have to do this weekend to beat them boys?
Did you just take over their show?
I did, but I want to hear.
That's fine. That's fine.
He did. So I'll say this. What we have to do is shut down Micah Parsons.
Yep.
Ever since Micah Parsons has came into the league, we should have gotten him. Fucking Ron Rivera. We got to shut down Micah Parsons. Um, you know what? We need to bring back Cam Sims because Cam Sims, he owns Trayvon Diggs, but that's besides the point. No, what you have to do to beat Dallas is control the time of possession, contain Micah Parsons, uh, contain CeeDee Lamb. Is Brandon Cooks playing?
No, he won't be.
He's just starting to come back to practice.
But he won't be
there's
playing
no way
Sunday.
he will be playing Sunday.
Probably not.
But
Bold predictions that he's playing Sunday.
and you gotta get to Cooper Rush. Gotta get to Cooper Rush. There's no way because there's no way you can't get to Cooper Rush and yet still win this game. I just don't see it. Like that's the honest truth, I mean, I know we got a couple turnovers off of Andy Dalton, which is another thing we have to do. But that the Panthers just suck. The Cowboys are on a different level than what Carolina is obviously on.
Yeah, because you go back to the division game, right? So you have
Yeah.
Andy Dalton with the Cowboys. Andy Dalton with the Cowboys is definitely different. Andy Dalton with the Panthers, eat him for lunch.
Actually, I think it was the Commanders that almost killed Andy Dalton when he was
Really?
with the Cowboys.
Yeah, in 2020,
They almost straight up- they almost- and then no one did anything. They just let Andy Dalton die on the field almost.
Hey, we don't want the red rifle.
Fuck,
Take him.
that drove me nuts. That was crazy.
Step
but
in.
Everyone on the field was like, "Is that a redhead? We can't have these on the field."
Yeah, kill him is what they went with. Yeah.
Okay, so John, what do you think? What do you guys need to do to the Cowboys to really just suffocate us to win this Sunday?
I think Chris is right on the money. You take care of Cooper Rush. You take care of Micah Parsons. I think CD is gonna have not like a spectacular game. He'll have at least 50, 60 receiving yards. I need him to perform at least for fantasy for me. But I don't anticipate him having like a 150-yard, 3-touchdown kind of game. I think because of how limited your offensive line depth is, with Guyton in practice, but he probably will still be questionable by Friday's game status. You have I'm trying to think. You're missing. We were talking about it on your show. You're missing
Tyler Smith. If we have no Guyton and no Tyler Smith and that left side's wide open, you're using our freaking practice squad players.
Yeah.
So you definitely can get to Cooper Rush.
Yeah, and the left defensive end for us is Dante Fowler Jr.
Yeah. Specifically, now you have Dante Fowler Jr., who will probably be lining up against guys that he was practicing against or scrimmaging against in when he was a Cowboys. So you got Dan Quinn, who
it's kind of like a revenge game for a lot of dudes.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit like you can't tell me you're gonna go play your team that you just were with for the last few years and there's not a little bit of motivation. They'll never tell you that. They'll never give clickbait type or any bulletin board stuff. But you can't tell me that these guys don't want to go out there and perform against the team that they just played with and show Jerry Jones, hey, maybe you should have not been such a cheap bitch. Maybe you should have actually went all in and tried to secure a little bit of depth.
The players are probably going to, and then they probably talked about the start of the season when they say, what are the games that we're wanting to make sure that we're showing up for? They're putting a star beside the star because as a player, they're going to Dan Quinn and saying, Dan, we're winning this game for you. So the energy, I mean, we've talked about it on our show multiple times that the Cowboys, never come into the games with the same type of energies as these other teams. And specifically at halftime, you go out and you're thinking, okay, at halftime, you guys are going to regroup. You're going to come back with a different set of energy. It's almost like we deflate. So Dan Quinn and being that player's coach, I bet you anything those Commanders are going to come out and they're going to be furious from the get-go.
They're going to be saying, take command.
Take command. Tuddy's going to come out. Tuddy's not even going to be around. They're going to say, get the fuck out of here, you pig. You're not going to be on the field today. Okay?
Is that fresh bacon I smell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no. See, we're going to be chanting hail to the Redskins. All right? That's what we're going to be chanting on Sunday.
Chris, I just hope I don't turn YouTube on Monday and see you getting beat up by a Cowboys fan at the stand.
Oh my God.
We just joined on Monday on Monday hangover. He's just
Chris just got wasted. by a GTA 6. Not wasted like in like alcohol, but you got wasted because you got cold clocked.
Killed?
No, just wasted, like cold clocked. I mean, technically in GTA it's killed, but he's not getting killed. He's getting cold clocked. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, hey, Chris, no shade. I hope you actually don't get hurt on in your own house.
Just emotionally.
Just emotionally. I still want to. I want to rip that excitement that you have right now out of your chest.
Oh yeah, this is our Super Bowl.
This is
Chris with a K. We're hoping you lose. That's it.
Hey,
I don't care about watching and losing. I care about you watching them lose.
Yeah, exactly. I do not care if we win any other game this season. I'm saying it right now. The only game I want to win this season is Sunday.
Yeah.
We're spending thousands of dollars to be in Dallas for Thanksgiving. And if I lose that game, whatever. I know that Chris with a K was live in person, and the Dallas Cowboys came into his house and ripped his soul from his body.
And ate
Well,
tutty.
all I'm saying is, if we lose on Sunday, that car ride is going to be quiet. I'm going to look over at my brother. If he says one word, I'm going to be like, shut the up.
You know what? Fair enough, but Chris, here's a caveat to that: is if this was the week 18 matchup, and if we were going to Dallas for the first game, I would feel great going into Jerry, where their stadium is falling apart. He can't keep his mouth out or off the media team. And in the last 6 home games for the Cowboys, including the playoffs, they have led a game with 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's a wild stat.
Yeah, the rest of the games you guys have trailed by 109 minutes.
Yeah.
And
trust me, we've watched every minute of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've watched every minute of it, and it's felt like that. It's felt like it's always we're doing the math. We're doing the set. I call it second half math. We're like, okay, there's still time left. If they get the ball at halftime, if
they get the ball and they do this, they get a turnover and this happens, we're gonna win.
It's that this season should just be called second half math.
So wait, you guys have beaten Cleveland.
Yep.
Who else have you guys beaten?
Steelers and Giants.
They've
Oh, you got lucky with the Steelers win.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Cleveland Browns.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
You want to talk about luck? Did you not watch your guys' Chicago Bears win?
Yeah.
You want to talk about luck? That if you Google luck,
Noah
play
Brown
comes up.
Noah Brown,
the guy that can't catch a cold, he's catching that ball. You got the Chicago Bears safety beacon at fans. Like, you want to talk about luck? Let's start with that game.
Well, if I look at the definition of luck, first I'll see a picture of Andrew Luck, then I'll see a leprechaun, and then I'll see Noah Brown's catch.
Which was amazing. It was electric.
I mean, hey, look, if I was a Commanders fan, I would have shat my pants.
You were talking about tattoos. I'd be getting the tattoo of Jaden Daniels breaking a couple tackles, throwing that ball.
Yeah, right. For 12 seconds. But we mentioned this on your show, and you guys brought up the stats. Is you guys have the 31st ranked defense. I think the only worst defense is Carolina. But you guys have let up the most points per game at home by any team in an NFL season in NFL history. You guys let up 37.4 points per game at home.
Yeah. And
so
luckily we're not at home, I guess.
Were you making a statement, or were you asking a question there, John?
The only team to do you guys now hold that record. The team you beat were your 1960 Cowboys at 36.5. How does it It's ironic that it's against your own franchise, but I'm curious. You guys have an amalgamation of talent. You guys really, Trevon Diggs is a dog. Jordan Lewis, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Mozzie Smith.
Mozzie Smith, timeout. Let's stop there.
Timeout. Mozzie Smith,
I would
take him off of that.
Yeah, I was about to say Mozzie Smith is doing things.
Overrated. Micah Parsons is good.
Who'd you say was overrated? Trevon Diggs. So
Trevon Diggs is overrated.
Okay, so Trevon Diggs is absolutely going to shut down Scary Terry this weekend. I bet you Trevon Diggs is actually going to get a pick off of him. Now that you've already put that out into the atmosphere, Trevon Diggs is picking Terry McLaurin. Why would you do that to yourself, Chris? Chris, why would you do that to yourself?
That happens. I swear to God.
No. It's gonna, Chris. It's now going to happen. But if we want to look at our defense and you want to look at people who you should be worried about, obviously Micah Parsons, you have to scheme against him. Dan Quinn wasn't around with Overshown necessarily because Overshown was out for most of the year, so he had preseason and camp with Overshown. But Overshown's playing at a different level. You know, I would say, you know, you look at a guy like Marshawn Nealand, who's coming back. We don't have a lot of there's not a lot of tape off of Marshawn Nealand, but Marshawn Nealand could actually be somebody who could cause problems for you. Kendricks.
Well, let me answer the question. What he was asking. How does it feel, and why has this happened? Well, it's easy. Why it's happened. You switched defensive coordinators, right?
Dumb.
You lost a few very good depth pieces.
Super dumb.
In Fowler Jr., Dorrance Armstrong, who were very competitive players and very good rotation players. Then you lose your star player, Micah Parsons, for multiple games. You lose DeMarcus Lawrence, who's your starter and one of your best players. He's an emotional leader. Then on top of that, you lose your second round draft pick in Marshawn Nealand, who was supposed to replace those depth pieces. So now you have no defensive line, right?
Top of Sam Williams.
Timeout.
Top
Sam Williams. Now let's go back to training camp. Sam Williams, torn knee, out for season. Deron Bland, broken leg, out for 10 to 11 weeks. So right there, I've named 6 players, not on top of the defensive coordinator change. So why is this team historically bad? Because we lost players and there was no contingency plan to replace them. And then the little bit of contingency plan with Sam Williams and Marshawn Nealand, they're injured. Micah Parsons injured.
That was unlucky.
DeMarcus Lawrence injured. So it's really not that hard to understand why this defense has given up as many points as they've had. Any other team that suffers these injuries, the media is going, well, they're injured. The Dallas Cowboys suffer them. It's like,
you're right.
You're the Cowboys, get fucked. Essentially, that's how it is. And everyone's like, you can't complain about injuries. No, I can. And I can also complain about the general manager not retaining depth pieces that showed they were worth retaining. So to me, it's not a surprise that this defense has suffered as much as it has.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have depth. You guys aren't excited about Carl Lawson, Linval Joseph, Tyrus Wheat, and KJ Henry?
Well, Lawson has showed me some stuff.
Some flashes, yeah.
The other 3, take them out to the ocean and throw them off the ship.
Well, I mean, Mike Zimmer sucks as a defensive coordinator. I've always said that.
Well, but you say that, but okay, you give a guy a Ferrari with Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence and some backups and Sam Williams and Marshawn Nealand. You take those 4 guys away, your pass rush is completely gone. Yeah. What do you do if you don't have a pass rush? It's very hard to win NFL games if you don't have a successful rushing attack.
And that's
everyone knows that.
And that's one of the reasons why when a week to week we're like, man, the defense has actually looked pretty good given what we've been through.
Yeah.
Even though the points are coming up, Offensive side of the ball, maybe a little bit of a different story.
No excuses in offense. The offense has been absolutely dog shit. Even when Dak was there, they weren't good. So I'm not going to make excuses for the offense, especially because the guy calling the plays has been there for the last 5 years. You still had CeeDee Lamb. You still had Dak Prescott for a lot of the games. You had who you thought was going to be your running back. So no excuses as far as the offense goes. But the defense, I cut the defense some slack.
All right. Fair enough.
I have this dog to me who is being a pain in my ass.
Hey, man. I think your dog found out you were a closet Cowboys fan from last episode. And
that's right.
That's crazy.
I remember that. I remember things, Chris. You're not the only one.
Yeah, remember when you thought they were going to be 5-5 right now?
Yeah, jeez, Chris.
Like, you have a Cowboys jersey on underneath that shirt or what?
5-5.
I could look real quick if y'all want me to.
Hey, we ain't doing this Jerry Jones things. We ain't talking about those sizes that he apparently knows from his locker room. Still a wild. That's some Uncle Ruckus type stuff.
Yeah, that's a wild clip.
But no, we'll start wrapping things up because we kind of touch on the score predictions on the live. But if we wanted, give a slight recourse, I had 35-20, Justin at 30-10. And you had 24.
Justin had 30-10.
30-10. Justin was Mr. Optimism.
We're losing. That's it. Call it wraps. Call it wraps. Call it wraps.
Hey, Chris, there's still time for you to scalp your tickets and make some money off of the Sunday's game, okay? Just letting you know.
I was gonna say, Adam, you said 27-24. So, Chris, based on these numbers, what are you saying score prediction wise we're doing on Sunday?
Wouldn't surprise me if we win 23-20.
So you're saying
that's a close game.
23-20 Commanders.
Yes. Because it wouldn't surprise me because I'm telling you, I've seen this game too many times.
Yeah. I can feel it in your bones.
Chris is like me when the Cowboys are good. Any NFC East game, I'm like, guys, I don't feel confident going into this game at all.
What would a bold prediction for you be there, Chris? Here, let's actually write his score down.
So he said 23-20.
23-20 Cowboys.
Yeah.
Chris said 23-20 Cowboys.
I didn't say 23-20 Cowboys. Rooster, shut up.
What's your bold prediction there, Chris?
Yeah, I gotta hear this.
I'll tell you what John's is. John's is Cooper Rush gets 3 interceptions and 1 pick 6.
Well, one of those interceptions is taken for a pick 6.
I'll say.
And Justin gives 4 touchdowns by 3 different running backs. CeeDee Lamb has 75 yards and is our only.
Justin actually named the running backs. You didn't get those, but he said 2 to Brian Robinson, 1 to Eckler, and then who's your guys' third string?
Jeremy Nichols.
So those were the 4 touchdowns. And then what was the last part of it, Ad?
CeeDee Lamb 75 yards.
1 touchdown against
one touchdown on BSJ.
I'll say CD gets 65 yards and a touchdown because it's Benjamin St. Juice. He sucks.
That's your prediction?
Daniels, I'll say throws for 2 touchdowns with about maybe 275
passing yards. Okay.
And then Cooper Rush throws for about, I don't know, 150 and a touchdown.
I mean, 1 touchdown. I'll take it. In a 23-20 game that you have, I mean, that 1 thrown touchdown could mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23-20 gets you to 7. So you're saying either they go for a 2-point and miss, or they just be kicking field goal to field goal to field goal to field goal.
Yeah, he's thinking 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals.
Well, I was going to say Chris's bold prediction would be I'm live there to see the Commanders win.
I was about to say.
That's what I think your bold prediction should be.
He's live, so anything can happen.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to say, I know we've said it a couple times and touched on it a few times. I will take solace in knowing that you are there.
Oh, man.
This now makes the game exciting for me.
This makes the game so exciting.
We weren't that excited for it, but now knowing that you were in person, that you, Chris with a K, that you were there, we know that every good Dallas play, and as good as it feels for us, it's going to be 1,000 cuts on you. And we're sadistic up here in Canada. We're excited to see and feel those cuts, man.
And we will send you a reel that you guys can post of every single time we yell out, "Take that, Chris," with a K.
We'll post that too, because that's good content.
Look, I'll be live on Instagram before the game and during halftime, and then probably after the game too.
Okay. We'll check you out.
We'll check you out.
So Chris, what you're saying is we have 3 opportunities for you to either be proven right or proven wrong live on Instagram. So what you're saying is you gotta all right.
Do you enjoy that?
Be damned. Chris is gonna be there live. But any closing remarks so I can get y'all on y'all's merry way and we don't we can have a fun time going into Sunday. Any closing remarks?
Yeah, I got a big closing remark. Listen, regardless of what happens, the Commanders win. Any type of solace you Commander fans want, make sure you check out our reaction video that happens. We live stream every single game. We are still never going to bet against the Cowboys. Sunday is our Super Bowl. We're going to shut down Jaden Daniels. Chris with a K, John with no H, Justin with an H. All of your score predictions are going to be inaccurate and wrong. We still them boys every single week, regardless of what happens. But Sunday is my Super Bowl, baby. We're winning.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm going to shout us out at CowboysCanFan on any social media platform. We know you guys are Washington Commanders fans, but at the end of the day, we're all football fans. We're all content creators. We appreciate anyone and everyone that checks out our channel, hits that like and hits that subscribe. We appreciate you guys for coming on our show earlier, even though Chris couldn't figure out his phone. and we appreciate it. John, for hosting us and jumping on with us. Again, it's all in good fun, and hopefully the Cowboys win. And when they do, we're gonna yell, "Crack 'em if you got 'em, son."
Hey, I will be tuning in a little bit during the game. If not, I will be at I'm almost youth leader, so I might have to take care of some kids. But I cannot wait for Sunday. Chris, you're gonna be live, so I need to see photos, I need to see videos, and most of all, we got to see if you will be proven right or proven wrong. Because while you're gonna be there at the game, and I'll be watching, these fellows down here will be live streaming that game. So if you haven't already, go give them a subscribe, go give them a follow on all their social medias, go buy some merchandise. If you guys haven't already, tune in to Monday. Philly sucks. Hey, when in doubt, Philly sucks.
Yeah, I feel that's always good.
That's what we can get beyond. But guys, let's wrap things up. Like and subscribe here on BIB Road to 500 subscribers. Let's get there for Christmas. That's a Christmas wish list. And if Santa can deliver that, I will be a happy dude here on social media. Instagram and TikTok at Ballin In Burgundy Podcast. Twitter at BIB Podcast 22. Let's head into Sunday. Dallas Commanders, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific. We'll be drinking beers and mimosas at 10 a.m. Because the NFL decides not to schedule games properly, or they're going to be drinking their sponsored drinks. You guys can go figure that out on their Instagrams. I will be posting that in the description. But let's head into Sunday. Let's raise hail. Let's see if there's still them boys, and let's stay balling, guys. We'll see y'all out there.
Peace.